Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at Bitcoin and Matic, and also we're just going to have a quick look at TOMO, which is just on a bit of a request from someone on my Telegram group. Right, let's have a quick peep then. So we have tested the descending trend and broke through it on a wick, but that's no big deal. We've done that a few times in the past. You know, it's no big deal, but that was one hell of a bounce we had yesterday. Basically from top to bottom about $1,000. That's a really nice sizable bounce. There was always the opportunity that we could reverse from here, and this is our first opportunity for a reversal. Now I'm not really feeling that this opportunity is ripe for reversal. I think basically this is my view on it. Basically we have all these descending moving averages. We're stuck still beneath the descending trend, and we had a death cross over here at the price action, which was around about this level, which is kind of about where we are right now. So to see a death cross play out with such a small, what would that be, about 10% from price action, will be from this very top to the bottom. There's 13%. We're probably talking about a 10% from this area. That's not very well measured. Yeah, so we could call it about 11 or so percent, just to be sure. That's not really a large enough area to be bouncing from already. So I'm basically still bearish on this. So we're stuck beneath the descending trend. That bounce came all the way up to the top, broke a wick through it, and closed beneath it. We're now sort of trending, I guess, at the top of the descending trend, like we kind of did do around these levels here, but still stuck beneath it. Now we're on the daily here. I think with this, when we were looking at the last time we had a similar move to this, it was this one here. We sort of crunched down beneath the 242 and then rocketed way above it, closed beneath the descending trend. These were redistribution, basically people were getting sold out, basically trying to push this move up, continuing to try and push the move up, and basically having their money taken from them. I think we might be looking for a similar move to that on this one. Wouldn't surprise me if people have got the bullish bug at the moment and try and push this one up above this descending trend again, but we will trickle down as it turns to a support and then back down beneath it again. I'm not a perma bear, trust me, I'm not, but you know, with a chart like this I have been bearish for a while, so I might come across as a perma bear, but it's not my intention. So when a chart gets like this and we have a move like this, it's nice to go down to a lower time frame, and the lower time frame I found quite useful is the 4 hourly. So when we saw this rejection point, we saw it being rejected exactly here on the 200 simple moving average. A nice rejection, well, I say nice rejection, I mean, like I say, I've got a certain bias to the downside, but a rejection that clearly took place on this guy here. The second attempt to get towards it didn't quite make it, and then this one, I suppose you could say, we're being rejected from that area there. Now what's going on as well is we're beneath this cloud here, this Ichimoku cloud, this red cloud, which is an entire box of resistance. A resistance area from top to bottom of around about 2.5%. The bottom level that we're touching and in at the moment starts at around 7,150, and it ends at 7,327 at the moment, and probably will do for the next couple of days. Those levels will decline, but that's no sort of coincidence, as the descending trend will also decline, so this resistance box, this cloud, will get smaller and smaller. So if, in theory, if we were to break above these levels here, and break above this one here, and this 200 EMA here, there's no reason why we couldn't make our way up to around about, you know, the high 7,000s to low 8,000s, which is another $1,000 move to the up. But at the moment I'm still bearish on it, and even though we've had that $1,000 move, I think we're going to trickle down and then eventually fall down and get down to where we started from, and maybe a little lower. But at the moment, you know, we're probably going to be feeling a few more pumps to the up before we break back down again, and that's only because everyone's going bullish on it at the moment. And the chart says bearish, the moving averages say bearish, the Ichi cloud is bearish, the daily's bearish, the weekly and the monthly are all also bearish. So everything's bearish about it. The first thing I would say, personally, if we were to look at starting a bullish move, is to get a close above here, not like these ones, but consistent closes that are making higher highs. And if we do that, then yeah, I will begin to get bullish on this. And I've been saying this pretty much all along, really. Once we break out the descending trend, I will start to get bullish. Now, those figures that I showed you, those prices that we saw just now on the 4-hourly, are also something that I would kind of like to see and go bullish on as well. If we can close a candle body above this Ichimoku cloud, this red cloud, then we might start to talk about going bullish as well. And if we certainly close, and this would only take another day or so because this is fast approaching down at this level, if we close a candle body above the 200 simple and even 200 EMA, so we're talking about we need to start closing from tomorrow onwards. Candle body closes above 7,400, which is our last peak. If we can close above there, then I would definitely say we're off on our way to 8,000 and so on. But for the moment, I think we're going to go a little sideways here, perhaps maybe wicks above this area and then sharp projections back down, and eventually end up down into the 6,000 area, and eventually back down to where we started from, and probably lower, because that's my long-term expectation for this. I don't think this was ready for a reversal, because the moving averages and all the other things included, especially when you're looking at volume too, none of these look like reversal. I mean, first of all, this was the move that we had yesterday. The volume there was lower than we were here on this price action here, which, you know, was a smaller move. So we're basically not ready for a bullish reversal as far as technical analysis is concerned. Obviously, something could happen any minute, and TA could basically fail on that, because Bitcoin has a habit of pulling things out of its sleeve that you cannot account for. But as far as looking at the chart, looking at all of my indicators, and generally the things that I would use to spot the trend, and a trend reversal, it does not look ripe for it. It's not ready for a reversal at the moment. So you might be able to do a bit of scalping, for instance, but basically what I would expect to see would be a trickle down and sideways action, and then probably a steep drop. That's what I'm expecting. Anyway, we'll move on from that. We'll go to Matic, because a lot of people are still talking about Matic at the moment, and you know, on this channel we do love Matic. So let's have a look at what happened with Matic. So we've found our bottom area here of 1.114. That area 1.114 coincides with this area more or less, where we bottomed and bounced. So it was a bit beneath that, but we have found a bounce from it at the moment. What I'm going to tell you, however, is that I'm not ready to buy this. I wouldn't fancy buying this at all at the moment. We are. These prices are attractive to people when you look at where we've been just recently. They're very attractive, and they I mean, let's face it, it's hard to not want to buy this up at this level, given the fact that we came from all the way up here. But the fact is, this has an incoming death cross. Unless we can get above this area here, 1.7, we need to get above 1.7, and we need to get above there quite fast. Otherwise, we're going to get this death cross take place on the daily chart, which is going to be very, very bearish. Once we get a death cross like that, we're going to come back down. I would say at least we're going to get at least a 1 cent Matic quite soon. Even if everything else in the market kicks off, we're going to get it, because this unless we can do some stupid massive moves to the up and break above this level of 1.75, 1.8, and preferably 2 cent really, we're going to get that death cross, and it will play out. Definitely will play out. This is a margin tradable coin. And we can go short, we can go long on this. There's going to be a lot of people, a lot of bots, a lot of people will definitely take the easy trade and short this when that takes place. And I'm not going to be one to do it, but that is an indicator that will tell everybody that it's time to be bearish on it. So I'm personally not going to be buying this even at these prices. I strongly feel that Matic has got new lows to make, unless of course we break above there, and preferably above 2 cent, and then we can decide at that point that maybe we are going to go bullish again. But for the moment, I'm going to leave that one alone. And finally, we're going to go to Tomo coin, right? The Tomo coin, I've never really heard of it. Like I say, I do have a Telegram chat, and people talk about a few different coins on there. And most of the time, I don't give them the time of day, because for a coin, for me to trade a coin, I try to look at it for as long as possible, and understand it. And this is one of those coins that doesn't have a very long chart. It's an immature chart, but saying that, you know, on the 12 hour we do have a 200 EMA. We do have some decent things to go by, and what we do see here is we see a golden cross take place. And when was that? Yesterday. And that was on the 12 hourly, which isn't an insignificant area insignificant time frame to be receiving a bullish cross like that. So to me, what I would probably say, I mean, I'm not looking to trade this, and I wouldn't advise anybody to trade this at this point, because look at these rejections that we're getting now. They're quite significant rejections, but look at these support areas that we're getting also. There's a lot of people pushing money into this at the moment, probably because of these these moving averages that we can see. What I would be a little skeptical about is the way that we fell down from here originally, and this isn't a very mature chart. Like I say, we came out here, we came crashing down to this level. We've made new lows only just over a month ago. We made new lows. Short of a month ago, we'll call it 4 weeks or so. So this looks to me like it could be FOMO. Now, I don't know if anything's happened with this coin, any news or any whatever has caused this, but certainly the golden crosses took place on the 12 hour and all the other time frames that are lower than that. It would be reasonable to assume, and we don't have the moving averages for it, but it would be reasonable to assume that if there was a golden cross to be had on the 12 hourly, on the daily, that it's likely to be happening soon. But we've got some massive rejections here. Look at this candlestick. I mean, that is, I bet that happened on the 4 hourly, close to it, when we had that golden cross on the 4 hourly. Golden cross here, and that took place there. So 2 days after the golden cross, we had that. But that's not a very nice thing to look at. Let's just measure that out from top to bottom, from bottom to top, top to bottom. Sorry. A 30% pullback on just that wick. It's a little dangerous for me, to be honest with you. If you were in on this, well played to you. But I can't tell you if it's going to go up anymore. What I can say though is that indicators alone would say that it's still bullish, and wouldn't surprise me if it came up to revisit this wick again. But it's a lot. There's a lot of price action that's happened in a small time frame, with a coin that I've never really looked at or heard of, and a chart which basically looks like, well, I mean, I don't know what you'd call that. It looks like a W to me. I don't think that's a. It's just you know, it's just a little bit risky for me, to be honest with you. The likelihood is we are going to be making new highs on this one, but I think it will probably come back down quite nastily. So I wouldn't trade it. But it's, as far as gambling is concerned, you could gamble on this one, and perhaps maybe look at taking profits around about at least the top of this wick again from this candle that we've got today. But personally, I don't like the look of it. It's gone up a hell of a lot in such a small space of time. Let's do a quick measure move on that one, from this wick to, I suppose, that 184%, and that was in 6 days. You know, and as of today we're 160%. It's ridiculous. You know, that's completely ridiculous. So it's very unstable by the looks of things. Even though we do have bullish indicators on it, it's very unstable. The MACD is like through the roof. Volume's declining. So you know, I would stay clear of it. Considering that I think that the bullish moves have been had from crypto at the moment, and it's just a matter of tailing off now, I'd kind of leave it alone. However, you know, if someone put a gun to my head, do I think that we'll revisit the top of this wick? Yeah, we would. And what would that be, you know, if we were to do that? Yeah, that's an 11.5% move to get back to the top of that wick. But I'd really want to be out as soon as possible on something like this. It does not look stable to me. Anyway, and it's a real short, quick video. if you want to know more about some coins, just leave me a little sort of request, I suppose, in the comments. I'm happy to look. It's just, I'm very busy at the moment. Don't really have enough time to look at everything that people ask me to. But I've got a Telegram group. People on my Telegram do ask me to look at stuff, and I'm very happy to do it, provided I got the time. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice evening, and take it easy.